We're going to fill the time up with some content, and when Bob kind of gives me a wink or lets me know that it's live, we'll see.
I think it's live. I don't see it on the screen right now.
Oh, I do. I got a little live thing over here.
Okay, good.
I can see you.
All right.
I see you over there.
You see you?
I see a little bitty piece of me.
Just a tiny piece?
Now it's gone.
Now
it just disappeared.
You're gone?
The whole thing was gone.
Oh, man. That is not good.
I did see it for a second, though.
That might have been the previous stream.
Okay.
So right now it says we've been on for 39 seconds, and I am looking to see.
Can anybody see us out there? As we're on Facebook Live.
That is why we're doing a test.
Yeah, let us know if you can see our mugs.
Holy
it's a
crap.
new year, a new look. As you can see the gray on the face.
Okay.
I did see it down in that corner for a second, my friend.
I'm going to check something other than. Okay. I'm looking at my personal Facebook page, and we are up and live.
Oh, nice. Oh, hey, on my phone I can see us. I see you right there. We got the Coach Scott Fields banner in the back. You can see me here, and then you're right there. Now, I don't know if there's a little bit of a time delay, because as I was looking down at it, that was about 10 seconds ago.
yeah, I think there's a time delay, and I'm noticing I've got to work on the lighting for you if we're going to use this format, because you're a little dark, and I don't know if that's just because I'm sitting directly under a light and you're not.
I am as white as mayonnaise, so a little bit of darkness is not going to hurt this mug at all.
We can set this up differently.
Yeah.
But we would like your comments, as far as what's going on out there and things like that, and maybe some suggestions. Like I say, this is just kind of a test for us, and we're just kind of noodling around for 30 minutes or so to see.
Yeah, give us suggestions, give us advice, because we do want to put a quality show out there, and this is the first time that we've used the Facebook Live format. 3 or 4 years ago, we did our show, and we did it basically on like a YouTube type thing, and hey, I think this is going to work great, because I'm glancing down to the phone. It looks like it's working good, and eager to see interaction, the live comments, hitting the likes and things like that. But we'll just kind of run the show and just kind of see how things go and how many people kind of pop on. Here on my here to the left, I just had a guy that came on, and it shows that they're watching the show. So I think we're rolling, my man.
Good.
I think we're going.
Good. Yeah, and anytime you want, just leave a comment,
please,
in the on the show page that's up there, right there. And it should come up live, and we can be able to comment to that.
Yeah, let's do it
and refer to that. I'm on the Coach Scott Fields show page right now, and it's up and running on that page. So that is good. I don't know.
Should we wing it and see what we got?
Let's wing it and see what we got here, brother.
Let's pretend like we're really doing this, okay? So Facebook Live, if you're out there and you're on the Coach Scott Fields show page. That stream should come up live. I don't know if it's actually going to be live on like my individual Facebook page. Maybe it will. I don't know.
Because if you share stuff from the Scott Fields show page to your page.
So it may be coming on live. So they may be getting little notifications right now saying we're coming on live, right?
Yeah.
Well, hey,
could be.
We're Bob and I are talking this thing out. As I look up on the show, of course, he is over to my right. That's Bob, the producer from Brave Haven Studios here from beautiful Salt Lake City. It's January 19th. It's our test show. We've got some weather coming into the Salt Lake Valley today.
And it's about type. Unlike the eastern part of the United States, which has been hammered, we have been in a drought.
It has been so mild. Like I say, I got up early this morning. My wife was up. She went for her run, and I ran to my office. And I'm telling you what, at 5 o'clock this morning, it was still 55 degrees, so it was the warm before the storm. And I know that weather's coming in tonight. So as you're out there driving around here this afternoon, be safe. Don't be distracted. Don't be on your cell phones unless you're watching the Coach Scott Fields show safely from your home.
That's right. Pull over.
and you're on it. That's right. Pull over. Be safe. But hey, here it is on the 19th, and a little bit of a format that we're going to kind of use on the Coach Scott Fields show. I'm going to give a little recap of history. We're going to have special special guests come on in the future. I've got a great list of individuals who are going to come on to the show with us. In the past, a few years ago when we did the Coach Scott Field show, we had several NBA front office people come on the show. Pat Williams was on our show, a best-selling author and a motivational speaker. He was outstanding. We've had NBA coaches, Keith Smart. We had Terry Porter on in the past. We had some NBA players who came on our show. Anthony Tolliver, who it was with Active Faith and had done such a great job, with that clothing line that's out there. Steph Curry is a partner of his, and you know what? We had a lot of fun with that. Some other guests that we had on, I had some former players of mine who came onto the show, and we always said that the show was going to, empower and educate and help individuals grow within the industry, but not just the sports entertainment industry, Bob. I mean, I think it served in all walks of life. Yeah. We had Amberly Snyder who came on. She was the rodeo star who was paralyzed in a car accident, and I thought she gave great nuggets. Another former player of ours that came on, and he was a gentleman that was away on his mission, came home from his mission because he was having some medical issues. I thought he did a great job on our show, and we're going to continue to have show guests come on. Our show blogger, T-Money, he's moved out to Tennessee now. I think he's working today, but he's still going to come on and give some information with the NBA, NCAA, NBA trade rumors. And Tracy, if you're out there watching right now, would love to have you call in here in a little bit, and we can talk a little bit about, NBA All-Star Weekend is coming up, and I kind of like some things that are going on, what the NBA is doing. Adam Silver has changed things as the commissioner to try to add a little more zest and zing to the NBA All-Star Weekend. Matter of fact, the starters have already been voted in, and the fans vote on the NBA starters both from the East and West, but the two leading vote getters from the East and the West, they will pick their own teams, and that's kind of opened up a whole new can of worms, and that's going to be a topic we're going to talk about a little bit later on. But hey, on this day in history, in sports history, January 19th, Bob, did you know that in 1903, that is when the first Tour de France was ever announced?
Oh, really?
I'm talking boys on bikes in skinny shorts. I don't get it. And they
wore skinny shorts.
Hey, back then they probably had the big old long. I don't even know. 1903. Yeah. Think of the differences in the bikes they had back then.
And when you said the skinny, the tight clothing, I thought of like the swimwear back from the early 1900s.
Yeah, right.
They're in big.
Hey, you got to be aerodynamic to get an advantage, right?
Caps on their heads instead of the aerodynamic stuff. Just
speaking French, riding on the bikes for hundreds of miles through the mountains. Oh, and hopefully you didn't have to go to the bathroom on that. So, hey, in 1932, on this day, this is about hockey, and I don't know what the puck I'm talking about, but in hockey, 1932 on January 19th, Charlie Conacher was the first Toronto Maple Leaf, to ever score 5 goals in a single game. That's two more than a hat trick.
That's right.
And how about that for
a hat trick in 2/3?
That's a nugget for you. On this day in 1952, Bob, we're not just talking basketball here on the show. The PGA allowed its first ever African American participant.
And what year was that?
1952.
1952.
So if it wasn't for 1952 and the changes that the PGA made, there would be no Tiger Woods. There would be no modernization and globalization of golf the way that Tiger Woods took it.
Right.
Think about that.
And do you know what sport was the first one to let a black player play?
That's interesting. I don't know. We've got a call. Someone's calling in. Maybe I don't know if they're calling in for the show. Maybe they're going to drop some nuggets on us. Maybe that was just our wives telling us, "Hey, you guys look silly on TV. So what are you guys doing?" But I don't know. But I know like Jackie Robinson was the first African American baseball player.
Right.
They actually did a great movie on that show.
Yeah.
And I thought it was phenomenal how they took us back in time and some of the hardships that he had to endure, the death threats that were going on, even as he was on the minor leagues trying to get up into professional baseball, Major League Baseball at the time. Thank goodness, we've come a long way, but we've still got a long way to go. Amen. I mean, look at the climate today and what's going on. So, I just thought it was interesting as I'm knocking something over there here on the desk. But that's what happened in 1952. The PGA allowed its first. Of course, the way that it was typed up was the first black participant, but I wanted to be politically correct and go African American with that. I just thought it's interesting to see those nuggets on what's happened on these days. And matter of fact, we got a few birthdays, and I kind of want to do a different voice. If you know the voice that I'm talking about and who I'm trying to imitate as I give my birthday shout-outs, please hit me up and let me know if you know who this is. If I was on TNT right now, I would say, hey, give me the ball in the post, Chuck, and it's barbecue chicken. That ought to give you a good little hint. But hey, let's see, birthdays. January 17th. Okay, I got to go to my voice and I don't want to give the name. On January 17th, Dwayne Wade turned 36 years old. He's 36. He's playing for the Cavaliers, and he's playing with Bron. For 36, he's not doing too bad, Bob. Hey, January 19th, I've got another birthday for you today. He happens to be one of my favorite players on Shaqtin' a Fool. On Shaqtin' a Fool with the bloopers for the NBA. JaVale McGee turns 30 years old today. I love JaVale McGee because he always gives me highlight material for the Shaqtin' a Fool show. I'm kind of giving you a lot of nuggets of who I'm trying to imitate. Who is that?
I know, but I think you ought to talk in that voice all the time.
I don't know, Bob. I'm trying to bring a little more energy. I'm trying to bring a little more enthusiasm to the show. And even though I'm 7 foot and definitely over 300 bills now, I want to have a little more energy than this voice right here.
Had a little fun with that.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, yeah. So happy birthday to Dwayne Wade and JaVale McGee, 30 and 36. Those guys are doing their thing in the NBA. JaVale McGee winning a championship last year with the Golden State Warriors. And they've got the best record in the league again this year, even though they've had a lot of injuries. Steph Curry went down a couple weeks ago. He rolled that ankle. Kevin Durant was out with a calf injury for a while. But even though one of those superstars has been out, they've continued to roll. And the Golden State Warriors have been a lot of fun to watch again this year. And it seems like this year again, everybody's chasing them.
You know, to me, it seems that they play a different kind of team ball than a lot of, it's not, I mean, here they have Steph Curry, who's amazing.
Phenomenal.
But they seem to share the ball and give the good shots and work it that way. At least that's my perspective.
Well, if you go to my website, CoachScottFields.com, I did a blog post on that a few weeks ago talking about, the way that they play team ball, the way that they move the ball. I mean, they're averaging 30 assists a night. And for them to open up the floor, give the spacing that's allowing Steph Curry to showcase his game. As you say, he's transforming the game. And now you're hearing everybody talk about the young man from Oklahoma University who's a freshman who's shooting. They're saying, hey, he's the next Steph Curry. I hate when people do that. I mean, let Trey be Trey. Let Steph be Steph. Don't look for the next Steph. Don't look for the next LeBron. You be who you are and you play your game. I mean, that's
define yourself.
That's exactly right. Don't try to be in somebody else's shoes. Do what you do. I mean, just like we're doing here today on the Coach Scott Fields Show, we're going to have some fun with it. I'm not going to, even though I love DP, the Dan Patrick Show in the morning, we're just going to do our thing our way. I mean, look at me. I'm in the casual green Grizzly jersey because my son tomorrow, a matter of fact, tonight, Adam State, shout out to Adam State. They're going to be at Chadron State tonight, and they beat Chadron a few weeks ago in a very close game. So Chadron's going to be looking for some redemption, at home tonight. So good luck, little B Sly, in that game there. We'll be watching you live streaming. And matter of fact, tomorrow, Kim and I, we jump on a flight early in the morning to head to Denver to watch Brandon and Adam State play against Regis. So if you're in the Denver area, come check them out. It's some pretty good basketball.
Yeah.
To kind of brag on my little man a little bit, I got to share this. He was named first team all-conference before the season started. So awful proud of, his accomplishments. He's getting it done in the classroom. He's definitely getting it done on the court. And some of those general managers out there and agents, better keep your eye on little B Sly because he's got a future in the game. He's Matter of fact, he was named MVP out in a Thanksgiving tournament in Hawaii. The last game of the tournament out there before they played University of Hawaii, he had a triple-double named MVP. So how can you not be excited for that?
I wonder where he gets his work ethic from.
Can't be me because I'm too lazy and too old. That young man gets in the gym and gets it done.
I doubt that very much. Very much.
Brett, he's a great young man that's worked hard, so awful proud of him. And seeing the things that he's doing, but that's kind of why I'm rocking the green today, the Grizzly green for Adams State there.
You keep talking for a second. I'm going to adjust a light thing since we're doing a test. So you just keep going for a second.
I'm going to keep talking, and we're going to be going on. I wish he'd leave the lighting the same because I am as white as mayonnaise, so I need a little bit of color. And I think that color was working out. So you probably don't see Bob to my left like he was a little bit before, but he's going to be changing a few things here in the background. Wanted to get into the NFL. The NFL is basically in its Final Four right now, Bob. This weekend, again, just to talk all things sports and not just talk basketball, the New England Patriots are going to be going against the Jacksonville Jaguars. How about them Jaguars? That's another discussion. Is it Jaguars? Is it Jaguars? Is it Jaguars? What's the proper enunciation of that word? It's kind of funny because it's like you talk about, is it Toronto? Is it Toronto? Is it Sacramento? Is it Sacramento? No matter where you're from, people are going to pronounce it differently. So New England Patriots, wow, look at Tom Brady, the things that he's doing back there, the TB12 and the diet and all the stuff that seems to be going on there. His wife, Giselle, talking earlier in the year, he suffered concussions that, the NFL or the team didn't report. So there's always, a swirl of controversy that's going on with those New England Patriots. Is he going to win another Super Bowl title this year? I've got a gentleman who's going to be calling into the show, later once we get the show really rolling, who's going to, be talking his football expertise. He kind of goes by T-Sly. He's living out in Chicago. So my man Troy, thinking of you. I know you're busy with classes today, but T-Sly will be calling in. Think about it. We got T-Money, T-Sly. We got a lot of T's going on with the Coach Scott Field show. The other game with the NFL, the Minnesota Vikings are going to be going against the Philadelphia Eagles. I heard an interesting report this morning. They're talking the Philadelphia Eagles, and the police came on and said that if the Philadelphia Eagles win, they can't say that you're going to be safe leaving the facility.
Oh, my heck.
Because the fans in Philadelphia, I don't know if you've heard about the Philadelphia fans,
yeah.
But they go crazy. They go nuts. They're getting in fights in the stands. They're getting in fights in the bathroom. And matter of fact, Mark Wahlberg talked about a time he got jumped in the bathroom just when he was at a Philadelphia Eagles game. But for them to come out and say, you're at your own risk leaving the stadium because we don't have enough security, we don't have enough police force. Hey, I wish the Philadelphia Eagles all the luck, but man, can we keep it safe? Can we keep the fans safe coming and going from the stadium? And the Minnesota Vikings, let's talk about the Minnesota Vikings last weekend. How cool was the last play of the game where they're airing it out? And hey, I know the safety played at the University of Utah. He's under a lot of scrutiny. His head was down. He missed the tackle. But what an amazing finish for that NFL game last week when the New Orleans Saints was against the Minnesota Vikings. And in the last 2 minutes, Drew Brees leads them down the field. They scored. They get the extra point. And then they're showing, Coach Sean Payton mimicking the crowd and kind of going back. And then the other twist of the game, they get it back with 30 seconds to go. They drive down the field, and then the pass, and then the young man catches and score. Man, I don't care. If you're not even a fan of football, how could you not be excited for that game-ending play?
Oh, man, no kidding. I watched that game, and the last couple minutes of that game were just – that's what you tune in. You want games like that, And for me, I don't have a horse in the game anymore since the Steelers got knocked out.
Oh, you're Steeler.
I'm a Steeler fan,
Bob. I had a friend in town who came down to visit. We went out. We did some fishing. We did some hiking, and we got back from our hike, and we were watching the Steelers game. And of course, the Steelers dug a hole early, and he's a huge Steeler fan because he actually has family out in Pittsburgh. And, some of the play calling, I don't know. Is it offensive coordinator? Is it Ben Roethlisberger? There's whispers, is he descending so much? Does he still belong to be there? Does it come on Mike Tomlin, the head coach? You know what? Players make plays. Players have the option to go up an audible. I was a quarterback in high school. You don't have to have a vocal audible because it's between you and the center. Usually the quarterback, if you want a quarterback sneak, you're going to come up and you're going to tap. You're going to tap the center on the thigh. Am I going left? Am I going right? Or, if I'm going right up, you tap up high, the ball gets snapped on a silent snap. There's your first down. So, it's interesting that Ben would come out and actually almost throw an offensive coordinator under the bus that way.
Yeah.
Again, this is just sports talk. So, interesting to hear what our viewers think as they're watching this and hopefully watching this live. They can chime in, let us know what you think about Ben Roethlisberger and some of those plays that were going on there with the Steelers. But yeah, Steelers, they lose a heartbreaker to Jacksonville, who's now, going against New England. So
yeah, looking at Jacksonville deserved to win.
Hey,
they played great.
You know what? Offensively, defensively, Fournette is running the ball so hard. Of course, he had great years at LSU, and I'm no expert, but from the Coach Scott Fields eye test, them boys are balling and they're going hard. So they deserve all the credit. I can't say that Pittsburgh lost. Jacksonville flat out won.
Yep,
now,
absolutely. Are
there things you can dissect and hopefully do better when you debrief as a staff, being Pittsburgh and, you saying you were a Pittsburgh fan? There's things that you got to correct because this late in the season, you got to have those things already ironed out. Come on, it's playoff football time and, the NFL is what it is. And, looking at the numbers, here's another topic for sports radio. Because I don't want to be just another gas bag who's throwing junk out there. But, they talked about when the NFL playoffs started, the viewership and the numbers were way down. So does that equate to Donald Trump and him saying the players should be standing for the national anthem, the Colin Kaepernick, controversy? Kaepernick, started kneeling for the national anthem because he was saying that the African Americans in the communities, were not being treated fairly, and he was trying to use that as a platform. And then there's so much going back and forth politically, and I don't want this to be a political show, but here's how I look at it. Is it really the numbers were down, or is it about the money? I think, now again, this is me spitballing. You see all these fantasy football leagues going on.
Right.
That's not so much about team. That's about individual players.
Right.
Okay? You now have NFL football that's going on, and if you're still involved in fantasy football, which is driving it, that's money driven. So individual players and teams are already out. That's probably why there wasn't as much viewership. It's not, and that bothers me because fans support teams, not individual players.
Right.
Right? But again, that's where kind of it seems to be skewed with sports in general. Think about it. Salt Lake City, here we are. We had Karl Malone, who played for the Utah Jazz for years. So are the fans cheering for the Utah Jazz, or are they cheering for Karl Malone? Because did that same fan base support Karl Malone when he left and went and played for the Lakers? With a loaded team that could have won a championship when Gary Payton and them came in out there. So I wish it would get back to the old days, and maybe I'm showing my age here with this salt and pepper beard, but I wish it would get back to following the teams and not the individuals.
Yeah.
You have the same thing in the NBA right now. You have all this talk about Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Steph Curry. Those are the individual players who are playing for the teams. So are you really not supporting the Cleveland Cavaliers if LeBron James leaves and goes and plays for Los Angeles next year? Are you not going to support LeBron James because he's now left your team? He's already left the Cleveland Cavaliers once and went to the Miami Heat and grew up and brought a championship there. And then he comes back to Cleveland, wins a championship for Cleveland. So if we're talking about the almighty dollar, the bottom line for Dan Gilbert, the owner of the Cavaliers, has gone up since LeBron James has come back.
Right.
They've won a championship. The TV revenues have had to gone up. Your merchandising sales with, LeBron James jerseys. I mean, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, again, we're just talking. But, again, getting back to the original point, was the viewership from the NFL playoff games down because of fantasy football? Or was it because your team was out and you just didn't have interest? And now all of a sudden, a great play by a quarterback that is not well known, not a top quarterback, Case Keenum for the purple, a gentleman who basically came in as a wide receiver was an unknown. I guarantee you, Bob, that if you looked on Twitter, I wonder how many Twitter followers he had before the game started and then how many Twitter followers he picked up after the game ended.
Yeah, exactly.
Because, again, in this society that we live with social media and the content and fake news and all the things that you see going on out there, that's why with this show, I hope that we're giving content that people can really think about and say, wow, that's interesting discussion and dialogue being shared.
Yeah.
So that's kind of things that I want to talk about on the show. And, maybe seeing it through a different lens. And I can provide a lens after being a professional basketball coach for all these years. And, I hope we can ask the right questions that make you go,
Yep.
I
hope so too. I mean, I love just doing it because we get to spend some time together.
Exactly.
But if we can kind of, you were talking about being a fan of the team or the fan of the individuals and stuff like that, and I was just thinking, for me it's the team.
Right.
I don't live near Pittsburgh.
Right. Yeah.
But I grew up when it was their heyday. Terry Bradshaw and the fellas out there.
The terrible towel, the steel curtain.
They're going at it, and when they suck, I'm still a fan.
Right.
And and I think about the Philadelphia Eagles the same way.
Right.
That is their city lives and breathes by.
That's the show. That's the entertainment. You think too.
Yeah.
You think Pittsburgh. I've never lived in Pittsburgh, but you think of the industry, the hard hat mentality, the steel workers, there in Pittsburgh. And if that's their escape from their daily life for sports entertainment, of course, the Steelers are your show. I mean, again, think of those names you just dropped. Terry Bradshaw, Lynn Swann, Mean Joe Green. You had the Immaculate Reception. I mean, there's a lot of history that goes back. And then let's throw another twist into it. You hear about all the concussion protocol and the concussion issues with the NFL and the billions of dollars of research that the NFL and then the NFL trying to push things under the table. And Mike Webster, don't know if you saw the show Concussion with Will Smith.
No.
Great show. And it dives into the fact that he started research on CT, the brain concussions, the traumatic brain injuries, and the depressions and the suicides and all the issues that have come with it. I played football in youth league. I played football in high school. I loved football, and I made the conscientious decision that I was just going to go with where my passion was at, which was in basketball. But I look back now and think I had my bell rung pretty hard a couple times, and concussion and concussion protocol. I think back 2 or 3 weeks, Bob, when, again, there was a gentleman who, matter of fact, Sierra's husband, Seattle Seahawks quarterback, he gets hit. He kind of had his bell rung, and, my phone's ringing. It's T-Money.
All right.
Hold on. I'm going to come back to that thought here in just a second. T-Money, can you hear me, brother?
I can.
We got T-Money calling into the Coach Scott Field Show. Hey, I was just going on a sports rant talking about concussions in the NFL, but T-Money, you are our guy with the NBA, and this can lead us into a great segment. And thank you so much for calling, because I know you're busy with another obligation right now. But, man, how about the NBA All-Star the voting, the fans voting, and we got our starters already that we can kind of dig into, T-Money. You've got LeBron James, the East leading score getter, and he's going to be a captain. And then you have Steph Curry, who's going to be a captain of the West. T-Money, what are your thoughts on that, my man?
Well, good to speak to you. First of all, Coach, it's been a while since we've done this. But, hey, I'm not a big fan of the new All-Star Pick'em format. It's all playground rules, obviously, as you and I remember.
Yeah.
Not a huge fan of the Pick'ems, but, it'd be nice if they could do it, cross-conference. It'd be nice if they could take the playoffs to the 16 best teams instead of going with conference as well. That being said, I think it should be a fun and exciting All-Star game under the lights out there in Hollywood. Always a good time out there. And, of course, it brings out the competitive nature when you do have LeBron going against Curry.
Again.
Curry picks.
Again. Yeah.
Yep, for the umpteenth time, it seems like, in the last few years. But nothing wrong with that, as long as LeBron can keep his emotions in check and not blame everybody else for when Curry and the boys beat him.
Hey, that's a whole nother show and a whole nother topic. But let me ask you this. Adam Silver recently has said that the draft from the two captains, LeBron James with the East and Steph Curry from the West, they don't want to televise it. I see both sides of it. I think there's drama. I think there's intrigue. Of course, let's talk a little bit further about that. The fans pick the starters. Okay, so the starters are already named. In the East, you got Kyrie Irving, who was LeBron's teammate. You got DeMar DeRozan, who's not getting a lot of exposure because he plays for the Toronto Raptors, who consequently are doing an outstanding job. I think Toronto right now is third in the East in wins. Let me pull up my little notes here. No, the Raptors are right behind the Celtics. Celtics are 34-12. You got the Raptors at 30-13, and the Cavs are 27-17. DeMar DeRozan, a lot of NBA fans don't really get to follow him and watch him because, he's a Canadian team. But again, going back to those starters who have already been picked by the fans, going to these notes here again, Kyrie Irving, DeMar DeRozan, LeBron James, the Greek freak Giannis Antetokounmpo, and then Joel Embiid. Trust the process, baby. And then in the West, you got Steph Curry, James Harden, Kevin Durant, Anthony Davis, and DeMarcus Cousins. So LeBron James being the captain of the East and Steph Curry being the captain of the West. Let me ask you this, T-Money. Do you wish it was televised? Do you wish you could see them picking the starters? Or do you think that Adam Silver's right and they let that be behind closed doors? And then you got the coaches picking the reserves, and then we can go into a list of reserves. But give me your opinion on that, Tracy.
Well, first of all, it's a darn shame that Russell Westbrook's not in that starting lineup.
He was the MVP. He's the league MVP. Oh.
Yeah, well, yeah, he was. And, of course, the de facto disappointment last year of James Harden not getting in is obviously already, unless he's injured for the rest of the year, Harden's going to be the MVP this year.
Ooh, hot take right there.
In that mix.
So, hey, T-Money, say that again. You're saying right now, and, our producer works for the fire department, and if he had a siren, he could hit the hot take button right now and give us sirens, because you're saying James Harden is the MVP this year.
Yeah, it was such a tight race last year. I mean, you had to give it to Russell Westbrook last year with the triple doubles.
I agree.
The Oscar Robertson endorsing him.
I agree.
It was really sadly disappointing for James, but James will get it this year, hands down. No problem.
You're saying. I don't mean to interrupt you because you are on a roll. I love it. But you're saying LeBron James in his 15th season, who's putting up outstanding numbers, even though his team's in third right now, you don't think LeBron James could be MVP this year?
Oh, absolutely. The Eastern Conference.
Okay, not the league. So you're saying James Harden, the bearded one, is going to be this year's MVP?
Yeah, I'm not hearing Mr. Harden out there, making excuses. There was a time, and I've seen James Harden mature. I've also seen LeBron mature. I totally agree with you with LeBron James. He's gets better every year, and that's hard for me to say because I've never been LeBron's biggest fan. But he has certainly matured, especially over, at least since coming back to Cleveland. He has become the leader that all the naysayers say he isn't, but he is. And, but he's got to get over that blaming everybody, making excuses preemptively. He tends to do that quite often, season after season. I don't know if you remember, but he pretty much gave a concession speech before the finals last year.
Yeah, I do. But see, I also think
that he hasn't mastered.
Well, see, I also look back to last year, and I look at that last game of Golden State versus Houston, and James Harden dropped an egg. I mean, he had all the turnovers. Now, again, CP3 definitely helps him because now, he doesn't have to use his legs. He can save some of the energy, bringing the ball up. Now, can James Harden make point guard plays? Without a doubt, because he showed it last year. But CP3 going to that Houston team, on paper, I think, they have the best chance of matching up in a 7-game series against those Golden State Warriors if both teams stay healthy.
Absolutely, and I think the person that's not getting enough credit here is last year's Coach of the Year, Mike D'Antoni. I think has been very, very good for James Harden.
He has. You know what? I think he's helped take his game to another level. Again, if you go back to a blog that I had on the CoachScottFields.com, I talked about spacing and team ball and Mike D'Antoni, bringing that 7-second offense, back when he had Steve Nash. And I do think it's working very effectively. And you look at, even though there's been some injuries and problems with the Houston Rockets, they're right there. They're second in the West right now. They're second with wins in the league. The Houston Rockets are. And again, Mike D'Antoni has done a masterful job. You got the Rockets at 31-12 behind the Warriors, who are 37-9 right now. Well, hey,
Yes, sir, and we never did really address your question, so let me circle back to that really quick. Yes, Adam Silver is wrong. They should televise it because the All-Star Weekend has lost a lot of luster as they've, kind of watered down everything on the competition on All-Star Saturday night. That used to be the driving force of All-Star Weekend, and it's really kind of got watered down. They're running out of dunks. They're running out of imagination. So what they ought to do is bring back some of these old guys just for fun and have an old guy versus young guy dunk off.
Wow, you're going to have pulled hamstrings. You're going to have ACLs torn. Hey, T-Money.
Enough about those young kids.
Oh, T-Money. I love chopping it up with you. Hey, let's talk about the names on the reserves for each side, East and West. Look at the names. Okay, you brought up Russell Westbrook already with the West, but you also got to look at Jimmy Butler with Minnesota. You got Karl Anthony Towns, Draymond Green, LaMarcus Aldridge, Damian Lillard, who was a Weber State guy who's doing a great job with the Trailblazers. Paul George out there running with Carmelo Anthony and your boy who we just talked about, Russell Westbrook, there with the Thunder.
Everybody considers them also Rams, but guess what? They'll be in the mix.
Okay, but look,
it's hard to call a group of guys like that reserves, really.
It's
almost like a first team All Western Conference, second team All Western Conference. I mean, to call them reserves is almost a slap in the face, but the West is so loaded that.
Amen.
I figure they're going to win hands down.
Okay, so look, we just gave the reserve names. Look at the names that we didn't even mention in the reserve names. We didn't say Klay Thompson. We didn't say Lou Williams, who is killing it right now with the Clippers. And we didn't even say Chris Paul. So every year, somebody is going to get left off. And
well, certainly, the West coach will have to have an injured reserve. So there is a place for Chris Paul.
Okay.
Klay Thompson, Lou Williams. I would go out on a limb here probably and say Lou Williams is almost single-handedly saving the Clippers season, because for a while it looked like they were headed
right.
The 1980s Clippers there.
Yep. I'm with you.
But he has been one heck of a spark.
I agree. Well, now let's go to the East. Look at the reserve names for the East, T-Money. Victor Oladipo, Kyle Lowry, Kristaps Porzingis, Andre Drummond, Al Horford, John Wall. Where does Ben Simmons fit in that mix on your scale?
Ben Simmons should definitely be, for the top of that list. Obviously, gunning for Rookie of the Year.
I agree.
There's been a lot of comparisons between young LeBron and Ben Simmons, and I see that, but I see Simmons with less of an ego. Young LeBron had that.
Yeah,
pretty big ego at that time, and Simmons seems to be a little bit more humble, so he's taken that a little bit more in stride. If you put a young LeBron James in that same mix as a reserve in the East, he might take that a little personal, where I think Simmons is going to take it in stride, and when he does get some minutes out there, he's going to look good and let his play do the talking for him.
Okay, here's where I'm. It's always fun to chop it up and drop nuggets with you, T-Money, because your finger is always on the pulse. But Ben Simmons, man, in the open floor, his length, his creativity at the point position, but he's got to work on that jumper. He's got to get those free throws. He's got to work on that shot and that player development that I think the Sixers are doing a great job with. And if he can stay healthy, as soon as he gets that mid-range game and jumper falling, he's going to be a beast with the process. Joel Embiid, Mr. I don't want to take Rihanna to All-Star Weekend anymore.
We do have to keep it family friendly, so that's why we don't take Rihanna.
Okay, I'm with you on that. But hey, now look at the names in the East that we didn't mention. Just like in the West, we didn't even mention Klay Thompson, Lou Williams, and Chris Paul. Where's Kemba Walker? Where's Bradley Beal? Where's Kevin Love? What about Tobias Harris? Come on now. What are we going to do?
I think if they can shake up a move and move Kemba Walker to the Knicks, I think you'll see him get a little bit more visibility.
Look at the names in the East that we...
The unheralded journeyman in Charlotte. He's been phenomenal since coming out of UConn, and he just doesn't get enough credit because of the market he's in. I think you put him in the mix in New York, and his visibility rises, and people finally see what he's been about all along, just in a down market.
Gotcha. But hey, shout out to my boy Stephen Silas, who came in on an interim basis with Charlotte and did a nice job when Coach Clifford had to, step out for a while for health reasons. I thought Stephen Silas, who, I was fortunate to do some work with the Golden State Warriors back in the day, I thought he stepped in and did a nice job, in his absence.
Yeah, he has done a great job in the time that he's been there, and he's one of the reasons that Charlotte's playing so well when he filled in there. But also one of the reasons I kind of want to get out and explore doing a few games out in Charlotte. I mean, that's only 3 hours the other way. Instead of going to Atlanta, I'd like to go to Charlotte and see some of those games up close and in person and see, how this team is developing. I mean, heck, Dwight Howard was hitting free throws the other night.
Well, hey, I hear you. T-Money, it is so fun to chop it up with you. And again, your finger's always on the pulse. You're very professional. You're living out in Tennessee now. So thanks so much for being a part of this show. You will be a regular on the Coach Scott Field Show with us. Again, that's T-Money, fellas. Hey, you've done a great job. You just said Kemba Walker possibly going to New York. Hey, give us another hot take. What are the rumors out there? Is DeAndre Jordan, is he going to get moved? Is maybe he going to venture east? Is he going to be part of LeBron's cast out there in Cleveland? Tell us the rumors. Tell us what you think. Give us a hot take.
I can tell you what I think. I'd really love to see the Jazz pluck Mirotic from the Bulls.
Ooh.
I'm not sure I want to give up Derek favors, because I think Derek still has a little bit left in the tank for Utah.
Okay, yeah.
So be it if that's what happens. I'd love to see Kemba Walker go to New York, and I think LeBron wants to carry his loads. He needs to get a little bit more athletic. He doesn't need the height. When they play Golden State, they're not playing against height. So,
but you need defense and you need a rim protector. Okay, I like Aaron Gordon. I'm all over that one. But defensively, the Cavs are at the bottom of the league defensively right now, and to have a rim protector when you've got that spacing, just to change a shot or help you start your fast break with that rebound, DeAndre Jordan could be an interesting piece. So we'll see how GM LeBron James handles that one.
That's certainly the sexy pick, but it's been dangled out there all year. Obviously, they have the Brooklyn pick, which I think they're keeping as insurance for if LeBron does decide to skip town again. But, we have a young GM out there. My good friend David Griffin is no longer there. It's kind of saddening to me because I thought he did a heck of a job.
Great job.
That Cavs team getting to the championships and getting the championship that Cleveland never had. We got a young guy out there, Mr. Allman. It'll be interesting to see what he does. I think they need to get more athletic. I think Aaron Gordon with his hops, the guy's been in the slam dunk contest. He definitely has the springs. He could definitely protect the rim as a smaller guy. Tristan Thompson phones it in. He's too busy dating Kardashians.
That's a whole nother topic for a whole nother show. But I like that you heard it here on the Coach Scott Field Show first. T-Money, bringing the heat, bringing the pulse, and bringing the juice. I love it, buddy. It's great to hear from you, and can't wait for our next show to get on here and drop more hot nuggets with you, brother.
No doubt. Love it and enjoy it.
You got it, my man. We will be in touch. Again, that's T-Money, Bob, bringing the juice.
Right.
Thanks, T-Money. Appreciate your call, brother.
No problem. Have a great day.
You too, buddy.
Good to hear his voice again.
How about some of that content he just dropped right here? I love it. Hey, so now we've dived into, dove in. English, sorry. I got a C my senior year in high school. That's because I wasn't really working that hard.
At least you had a senior high school.
There you go. Hey, so we talked about Kemba Walker on the trade rumors, DeAndre Jordan. He talked about Mirotic coming here to the Utah Jazz. What would that do for our Utah Jazz who, I'm a coach. There's a process. You lost Gordon Hayward. He goes off to the Boston Celtics, who are leading the league in the East. He goes to play for his former coach, Brad Stevens, who does a heck of a job. And Brad Stevens has the Celtics number 1 in the East at 34-12 right now, the second best record in the league. So, Jazz fans, Bob and I talked about it earlier. I think Jazz fans are great because I do believe they support the team.
Yeah.
Now, was there a lot of internet back and forth and, getting on Gordon Hayward for leaving? Yeah. But you know what? Jazz fans are awesome. And if they stay patient, you're in the 10th spot right now in the West. And in a loaded West, 10th spot with the injuries that we've had, Jazz are going to be okay. But if you add a piece like a Mirotic, an outside face-up 4 who can shoot, he took a punch in the face with the Bulls. He had to be out for a long time. I don't want to dive into all that. But Mirotic being here could make it kind of sexy for the Jazz. Yeah, because, again, they're 10th place. So, Jazz fans, be patient. Quinn Snyder is doing an excellent job with player development. And, Donovan Mitchell out here is a highlight reel. I mean, let's start a Twitter hashtag. Let's get Spider Mitchell into the dunk contest because my boy's got some bunnies. He's got hops, and he plays above the rim, and he's exciting. He had a couple 40-plus games where he was carrying the team and has done a nice job. He's got a great future here with the Utah Jazz. Dennis Lindsey done a great job. Hey, the Jazz are going to be okay. Again, Jazz fans, be patient. Let them build this. Let them develop the talent. Continue to let Quinn Snyder do what he does and build up this team because, 18-26 is the record. The New York Knicks are coming in tonight with Kristaps Porzingis. I'm sure it's going to be pretty crowded. If the weather stays decent and the snow coming in doesn't make it too bad, could be a good show tonight. Yeah. So, Jazz fans, hang in there. Man, we've talked a lot of stuff here.
A lot of stuff. Hey, I got one thing that I need to bring up.
Do it.
I'm looking at the comments here, and and I see a comment from Galveston, Indiana.
Ooh, that sounds like home to me.
And
What's up?
Said, your mother said she does not like the beard.
You know,
I had to throw that out there.
Mom, I love you. Dad, I miss you. Thanks for the love and support from Galveston, Indiana. It took 7 days to grow this bad boy. My wife kind of likes it, so happy wife, happy life. But I also, too, remember, Bob, thanks for chiming in, family. Appreciate it. At least we got one comment coming into the show. It is a new year. It's a new look. Got a lot of stuff going on here, and there's a lot of white on there.
Oh, don't talk to me about white.
Hey, I looked in my stocking, and my wife put this hair thickening thing in my stocking. I can grow more hair on my face than the top of my head right now. And my grandpa, love my grandpa. Grandpa, I know you're probably not watching. I had a mustache, kind of like what you were rocking back when I was 19, 20, but I was growing facial hair back then because I wanted to look older. Because the guys that I was coaching were my age and older, so I tried to, have the older appearance. My grandpa would say, Scott, why are you trying to cultivate on your face what grows wild on my So I think of my grandpa when I look in the mirror right now and see this on my face. So, Mom, I know the beard is a little something different. I'm 25 times 2. I'm 50 now, so I got to let it go because wifey likes it. So, hey, appreciate the comment. Was there any more comments that came in?
Yeah, there's quite a few up there.
Really? Any names? Can we drop some
let's
names?
See. Brian Sprinkle.
Brian Sprinkle, another Indiana boy. What's up, Bryce Sprink? What's up, baby?
Says, LOL, a C beat me my senior year.
Oh gosh, I love Brian Sprinkle. Thanks for supporting the show, Sprink. Appreciate the comment. Was there any other ones up there?
I was just looking.
In the future, we ought to kind of chime in on those when they're watching and they comment on that because man, I appreciate it.
Mainly, Brian Sprinkle's got quite a few things on there, and mostly it's just comments of things that you've been saying or other comments that are on the page there. So
love it.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Guys, we appreciate the interaction. We appreciate the comments. We appreciate the support. We're going to continue to bring this stuff to you. We're going to kind of work around our schedules because we both have jobs outside of this. This is more of a labor of love. But, man, if you want to be a silent supporter of the show, man, we'd appreciate you because, again, we're going to bring quality content to you. We didn't talk a lot about Indiana sports. The Boilermakers basketball doing a nice job right now. Indiana Hoosiers struggling a little bit. Archie Miller out there, the head coach. Hopefully in time he'll bring in his kind of players. And right now he's coaching guys that were recruited by the former coach, Coach Tom Crean. So they'll get it going. So I appreciate the support from back home in good old Indiana. You can take me out of Indiana, but you can't take the Indiana out of me. Is that how it goes?
Something like that.
I just made it up right here, so hopefully it works.
That's right.
We appreciate you chiming into the show. Hey, you've got some things going on here, too, with Bravehaven. You've been taking some old tapes and then kind of turning them around and putting them on. Kind of share that with us.
Yeah, one of the things we're doing is a lot of people, there's not that many like old reel-to-reel 8mm, Super 8mm films out there, but to get them digitalized and put into a digital format takes a little bit of equipment and takes patience. We're happy to do that for folks. Any VHS tapes or any other tape formats, we'll transfer them to a digital format. That way they're preserved forever. Even DVDs degrade, and you can only put a couple of hours on a DVD where the digital format you can put 40, 50, 60 hours on a thumb drive. And so we're just trying to do that and helping with people there. And then we help with like family history interviews and those kind of things, trying to preserve some of the history. Yeah. That's one of the things that's getting lost. We had a conversation at the fire station the other day, and one of the firefighters didn't know his family passed his grandfather. And so did a little research and found some old pictures and things for him. And so we just like to help with that kind of stuff.
Preservation.
Preserving the past,
You bet.
Because chances are a lot of it's just gone.
Well, how can people get a hold of you with Brave Haven Studios to have those transfers made? Is there?
Yeah, probably the best way is emailing us at bravehaven@mac.com.
bravehaven@mac.com for preservation.
They go on our Facebook, or they can go on our website, which is bravehaven.com. And there are different ways you can contact us there.
Cool. Guys, please reach out to Bob and support the things that he does. Again, this Coach Scott Field show wouldn't be possible if it wasn't here for Brave Haven Studios right here in Murray, Utah. Fantastic people. I mean, I could go on, and like you said earlier, we have fun doing this show just because we get to hang out and catch up and spend time together. But it's quality time together. But knowing the quality of work, even though this is a test show and kind of a test run, we still want to put something positive out there. But I mean, my grandfather, again, talking about him a few minutes ago, he had some old reel-to-reel videos, and they'll click, 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 watching it on the screen. And of course, it got scratchy. But to take some of those things and put them on to have them preserved, where he and my grandmother were out, doing fishing in Canada, and then they took a trip when he retired out to Alaska. And man, I would love to have some of that stuff and have it, put over to something that would keep longer, and again, just to keep those memories and keep that legend going. So hey, hit Bob up again, bravehaven@mac.com, and he can get that digitally transferred for you, whether it's VHS, whether it's DVD, whether it's the old reel-to-reel. And then what are you putting that on, like a thumb drive? Is that how it goes?
Thumb drive or portable hard drive. Just depends.
That's so cool.
I had one project that ended up being 256 gigabytes, so I had to get like a hard drive to put it on, and those become the photo books, because you can attach them to a TV and watch it right there on the TV. And it's a different world than it was 10, 15 years ago.
I mean, look at technology now, right? But I would be remiss if we didn't at least mention that to the people that are watching on the show right now. So I do hope that they hit that up. Hey, this was just a test run today. We thought we would go about 30 minutes, and here we've been chopping it up for an hour.
Hour. Right?
We're already at an hour. But hey, if there's content out there, if there's individuals you'd like to, have on the show guests, we're going to keep it at about an hour. I do have a nice little format that I want to kind of keep with the show, and Bob will keep me in line with that. But hey, hit us up. Let us know, what you'd like to hear, what you'd like to talk about. We're going to kind of play around with a little bit here to where I can see some of those comments that come up during the show. Bob will read some of those comments off to us. And then, hey, when we can chime in and I learned to get better at it as those comments come in. I definitely want to incorporate those into the show. So thanks so much for those who have viewed today. I hope that you're able to share this show once it goes onto probably like a log, because they'll probably be able to log on later once the show goes off live.
It'll show as a post on the Coach Scott Field show. So you might have to scroll down, but it'll always be there. And then we will get this uploaded to YouTube also. So
well, there you go.
It'll be in a couple of different formats.
And again, I don't know how it works, but if they liked the show and enjoyed the content and enjoyed what they were seeing, can they share it so other people come on and like the Coach Scott Field show page?
Yep, absolutely. And that's one thing we'd encourage everybody to go like the page. That way, when we do go live, it'll come up and be there for you.
There you go. And just know we appreciate the love and support. Thank you for the platform that you're allowing us to share, talking a little bit about sports, and again throwing out some content. I don't want to be just another gas bag that's out there. I don't want to drop names, and I don't want to say what shows out there that some of the stuff that I hear, it just makes me scratch my head, and I'm like, are you serious? He's probably making $100,000 doing that. Yep. So anyway, we're going to bring quality content, and again, our guest speakers that we're going to have come on, guests on the show, are going to be top of the line. I got a whole list here of names of people that I've reached out to. some top people in the sports entertainment industry that I feel can also share quality content with us, and that'll be about a 20-minute segment, 15 to 20-minute segment. Again, we're going to talk about what's going on this day in history. We're going to talk about what the pulse is, the NFL stuff that's going on, the hockey stuff that's going on. Baseball's going to get started.
Yep.
We got soccer stuff that's going on out here. Salt Lake has a new women's professional soccer team.
Right,
is it the Royals?
Is it
Monarchs?
the Monarchs? I think it's the
Monarchs.
Monarchs.
I don't know where I got Royals, so appreciate you getting me right on that. We're going to have a lot of fun on here. Maybe we'll do some video breakdowns, and maybe we can talk basketball, and then I can give more content on, we talked about before for high school players and parents of high school players, what do you need to get to the next level?
Right.
I think it'd be neat to kind of get on here and share content, because I have coached at the college level for 15 years, some nationally ranked teams, and we can share the things that we were looking for as coaches for individuals who want to go into the next level. And then again, I can even help you out if you want to go college to the next level professionally, because we've been blessed for 15 years to coach professionally. And again, it's just always going to the next level. Empower, educate, and grow. And if we can help individuals out there do that, hey, that's what we're here for, trying to be servant leaders.
Yep, that's great.
All right. Anything else you want to add?
Well, one thing. Predictions. NFL playoffs this weekend.
Ooh, NFL predictions. Let me go back to my page. New England Patriots versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Do I go with my heart, or do I go with would probably happen?
That's where I'm at on that game too.
New England, they're good. Let's be honest. I mean, the hoodie. He talks about, it's only Friday. He's not going to give too much information. His interviews. Love him. He's awesome. You got to love the hooded one. TB12, even though he's 40, he finds a way to win. I love some Tom Brady. Jacksonville Jaguars right now, though, you always love the new kid on the block, the underdog.
Yep.
You're really putting me on the spot.
Yes, I am.
Let me come back to that one.
Okay.
Minnesota Vikings that had the Cardiac Kids, the great ending last week, and the Philadelphia Eagles. Philadelphia has been awesome this year. Their quarterback got hurt. They've maintained it. They've righted the ship. Chip Kelly building the program, going back to the college level. Again, look at all the side stories that go on. But I like me some Minnesota Vikings.
I
like the Vikings right now. I feel like there's something there. There's something special there. The fact that the Super Bowl is going to be in Minnesota, that's got to give you a little more inspiration for those Vikings to want to play at home and the Super Bowl. Yeah, it might be 12 below, but they got that beautiful stadium, and I think they want to go back and play at home for the Super Bowl. How many teams get a chance to do that?
Yeah, that's such a rarity. But it also gives some fuel to the Eagles, because they're like,
we got to knock them off.
We're going to knock them off, and
we're going to
play in their home court.
It's fun right now. So I'm picking Minnesota in that one. So I think Minnesota will be in the Super Bowl against. Oh, Bob, why are you doing this to me?
Just because it's fun to torment you.
Patriots.
Yep, I've got to go with that too. I would love to see Jacksonville knock them off.
Oh,
I would love that, and that's what I'm going to be rooting for.
Right, my heart.
But my gut just tells me
it's hard to bet against those Patriots.
The Patriots are so dialed in, and
Gronkowski. I mean,
they've got the tools, and Brady is. I mean, they did the movie called Invincible about that, but
Vince Papale, right?
Yeah.
What a great show, Vince Papale.
Yeah.
That was a great show.
But Tom Brady, when he is dialed in, to me he's invincible. He's just
you can't debate that. I mean, the GOAT, greatest of all time. You look at his numbers, you look at what he's doing. It's really hard to go against him. So I do think that it'll be Patriots and Minnesota in the Super Bowl. And now, again, we can chop it up again next week, because things are going to change after this weekend.
Yeah.
I think those games are on Sunday, correct?
Correct.
So next week, not knowing what day for sure we're going to do the show, Bob will check his schedule. We'll check our schedule. We'll try to promote it as early as we can when we can come on and do the show again. But I got to go New England and Minnesota this weekend.
Yeah, that's where I'm at too.
Great minds think alike, brother. Hey, it's been fun today.
It has been. And even though we're going to sign off the official stuff here, there's just a couple things I want to work on.
Okay.
Like it's the focus on you, stuff like that.
I don't know if that's so important because
Well,
I don't want to stare at my ugly mug all the time.
It is.
Mama says I need to shave the beard. I'll probably come back next week with the beard shaved anyway, right? Oh,
You
man.
never know.
Hey, thanks so much for watching live. You'll be able to go back on the feeds, like the timeline feeds or whatever you call it on Facebook. You'll be able to see the show. If you like the content, like it, share it, get friends of yours to come like the show page, and hopefully we'll see you again sometime next week right here on the Coach Scott Field Show from Brave Haven Studios from beautiful Salt Lake City. We'll see you. Thank you and God bless.
Okay, all right. Okay, so you stay right there for a second. I got to see if I can fix this focus because it's been driving me nuts.
Okay, are we off?
No, we're still going because I
Okay.
want
All right. So we're playing around here.
to. Yeah.
Well, that's cool. We must. Did it show how many people was watching the show live?
Yeah, it does.
Oh, does it?
So
We had a few.
yeah, we had it would fluctuate between 3 to 7 at one time.
Okay.
You know.
And I'm sure with us being so long-winded, if we made it shorter segments, it might even help.
Yeah.
But again, we'll get that stuff figured out, huh, buddy?
It's driving me nuts stuff. It's focusing on you, but it's.
Does it change with or without the glasses?
No. So I'll have to figure that out because it's
Oh, here. Okay, I see things here now.
the mic's a little fuzzy and there were times you were in and times you were out. So yeah. So did you?
I just now hit this button, and then that says Josh Creasy, Chris Roller, and 7 other people react. Let me see. Oh no! Wait, this one here said Mitchell. Mitchell is the future.
Okay. So that what you just clicked on.
That's what I needed.
Yep. That's what you need right there.
I didn't know that. Now I do. Now I do. I know what I want to keep on there. Okay, so
that'll show you all the comments.
so Tehani from up in. Oh wow, Josh Creasy, Eagles and Jags. He's calling.
Yeah, a lot of these people came in at the last minute.
Okay. Okay, so these were the okay. That's what I needed running, didn't I?
Yeah.
Like your show, got to see the Cass Kings play. No, okay, that was my old football coach. Brian Sprinkle, beard looks great from south side of Indy. Beard is great. Oh, I love it. AC beat me my senior year. Probably the same teacher. Hello, bud. Snow melting up your way. Oh, these are great.
So yeah, so now you know how to access that because I didn't find it until halfway through.
Wow. Okay. Great show. Hello from snowy Galveston, Indiana. Your mother said she does not like your beard.
I had to bring that one up.
Oh, that's funny. So Mitchell, the future of Utah. You and me both. That's why I don't wear a beard. Oh, because I was too gray.
I'm wondering.
Okay, my dad says if you ever talk deer hunting and bass fishing, I'll be a guest. That'd be cool. Josh Creasy, Coach Fields, thanks for everything. What time is the show going to be each week? Shout out to Brandon Sly. Coach Bennett says good show. Pacers got best with Oladipo and Sabonis and George trade. Ooh, that's a good topic. Got to hit the road, Coach. Night with the wife. Love it. Watch again. College ball. Okay. See, I wish I would have known that. Then I could have got on there with it. Teddy. So is this Tracy putting these comments up here?
I think so.
From the Coach Scott Field show.
I
Teddy
think so.
Bridgewater gets hurt. Ah, okay.
And that's great.
Yeah.
That's.
Oh, Darren Jones just joined us. What's up, Darren? Oh, people watching now. What's up, Coach Bennett?
Yeah, there's 5 people right now.
Okay, let me see. So Tracy,
5,
Coach
4.
Bennett. Who else is on there?
You can see that up in the corner, right? The number of people.
Say Tehani, how you doing, girl? What's up? Hello to the little man. I know your husband's out fishing right now. Josh Creasy. Coach Creasy, how you doing up there? Hello to your wife. Congratulations on getting her here from India. That's cool. Coach Bennett, man. Coach Bennett, we had some fun together back in the day. He was the line coach in football, and he was my track coach. We set a few school records in track. So hello, Coach Bennett. I like that. Cool. All right, well, that was the show. Okay. Holla, Coach. I see you, Tehani. We're having fun with it now. Darren Jones. What's up, Darren the Red Baron? Good to see you on there. Hey, that was a good show. I enjoyed that.
That was fun.
Yeah.
It's I kind of like having us kind of close.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's good.
I've got to figure out.
I like that too because I think the interaction and talk. And see, I like how that looks on there right now.
Yeah. The only thing I don't like is you're slightly out of focus.
That's okay though.
I'm.
So, are you happy with it since it was the first little run?
Yeah. I think it was great.
Oh wait, Tracy just sent me a text that says Bob is more in focus than Scott.
Yeah, that's kind of what we're talking about, Tracy. We're trying to figure out why that is because the camera that's on Scott is a much better camera than the one on me, but I got to figure that out. So appreciate that comment.
Yeah, keep those kind of comments coming for us, and that way we can continue to tweak it and make it really nice. But I'll tell you what, that was fun getting on here and just kind of talking and having a good time. And now that I know how to get on here and see the comments and comment back,
that's why we did the test show. We did.
That's right.
We're learning. It's been a while since we've done this. So.
Oh, see, my dad just put a thing on there. He says, "I thought you guys were sitting at the same table." He's actually sitting across from me.
See if you look at my hand there. It disappears.
Yeah, and so see, and again, I know there's a little bit of a tape delay, but Bob is actually sitting across from me. I am up on a bar on the top, and Bob's sitting down low, but he has the screen set up to where, that way we can talk with each other a little bit. But again, I see that little tape delay as we're sitting here talking. But
yeah,
this is cool.
Well, and our bandwidth was okay. So that was my big concern.
Yeah, to see how it was going to come through.
Because the internet in this facility has slowed down.
Yeah,
and so. I was glad that we didn't have any bumps there. It seemed pretty stable that way.
Yeah. Well, again, thanks for those comments, and Dad, thanks for getting on there and kind of sharing stuff. And how is the sound? Does the sound and everything sound okay while you guys are out there? I'm sure the sound is good. And when T Money called in, were you guys able to hear T Money and his comments? Because he did a good job, and that was just set up on my phone this time, and I had it on speaker. So if you kind of let us know how that sounded and how it was going, it was good. Okay, Tracy said only one hiccup, freeze. Oh, great sound, though. Okay, thanks, Tracy. That's coming to me as a text on my phone. Those
okay,
comments.
yeah, because I was going to say I'm not seeing Tracy's comments on that.
Yeah, he sent that over to me.
That's good. So we'll just continue noodling for a few more minutes. And
okay.
But Tracy, really appreciate the comments coming from the Coach Scott Field show. That was cool. Like the Teddy Bridgewater stuff and those other things. That's really good. So
other people who are on the show, they can also see those text message comments also, right?
They should be able to see them just by clicking the same thing that you did. It should bring that up with that. So
so T Money, keep those coming, man. That's awesome because to me that's just quality content that we can continue to get on there and have some fun. That's great, but Bob was able to make his arm disappear.
Yep. Good trick.
If you scoot a little more to my right, we can see you a little better, Scott. Whoop, a little more to. I need to go this way.
Well,
or do I need to go this way? Which way? I don't know. I need to go back this way.
Yep.
This way?
See, when we get real close.
Oh, so I can reach
but
out.
That right there. That's pretty good.
Tehani, thank you for that because that way, as we're setting up these cameras here in the studio, we'll make it even better. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I see how we're going there to the middle. Sweet. Appreciate that comment. Of course, I'm reading a comment here on my phone. It says "to your left," which would be my other left. It's backwards of what it shows. I got you. Thanks, Tehani. Tehani, did you catch any of the show, or did you just now come on? Because now we're just kind of playing around and getting things going as far as playing with the cameras, playing with the sound, playing with the lighting, and those kind of things. Glad the sound was good. That's awesome. Let's see. Let's click on here now. See who else is on there. Philip, what's up, Philip? Philip just joined in with us. Phil, I think I might get to see you tomorrow in Denver. Looking forward to seeing you and Christy and the kids. That's going to be a lot of fun. Ooh, that's out of focus. I saw that kind of go crazy.
Yeah, just
okay.
Trying to tinker with it.
Yeah, Philip, we just ended the show, and we got on here and chopped it up for about an hour. So once we go off of the live, you'll be able to see the show in its entirety there on your timeline, we hope. And I'm assuming that it's going to be on this page for sure, but I'm curious if I go over to my individual show or my individual page, if that will continue to work on that as well. So we're going to kind of play around with it and see what's going on. Oh, cool. I see my dad's getting ready to go on and do a thing with Danny Ray. What's up, Danny Ray? Keep up the great work with those kids out there. Love that you guys are raising that money for all that, for them, for the Operation Camo. Okay, Tehani says she came on at the end. Sound awesome. Can't wait to tune in regularly. Thank you, Tehani. Appreciate that. Glad Philip was able to come on and join us. Yeah, see, I like this interaction here.
Yeah.
Wish I had known earlier. Please let us know each week when the show will be on. Ramon says, thanks for the shout out. She says, all right, cool. We appreciate that. Look forward to seeing you, Mr. and Mrs. Creasy. That'll be outstanding. Yeah, we tried to start today around 2:30. And again, we don't have a set time and set date set up for the shows. We're going to kind of do it when, again, it's our availability, but we'll try to let you know hopefully a day in advance, and then we'll kind of have a countdown for the show to come on. Yeah, Philip says, heck yeah, excited to see you. My man, did you see that brown trout I caught last week? Woo-hoo! He was a beauty. I know you know how to catch some brown trout because we did it on the Rogue last year. You did work out there. Oh, the basketball swallowed Bob. Okay, yeah, we still got comments coming in. That's cool. Love it, love it, love it. Yeah, I'm learning as we go here, so now I'm able to see the comments as they come in live. I didn't have that going when the show was coming on, and that's my fault. But we'll definitely do that for this next show coming up. I'm kind of looking here at some other things that are going on with some other likes that were happening, but now I know where to get the comments. So I appreciate that. Yeah, Phil, out here in Utah right now, I know we'll talk about this tomorrow. Rockport was froze over, Deer Creek was froze over, but Jordanelle has open water. So we was out there at Jordanelle last week with my buddy from Idaho, and we got into some browns, and then we drove over to Flaming Gorge, and they're catching some nice lake trout out there in Flaming Gorge, and they're giving you an 8 per day limit on the pups because it's starting to mess with the trophy fish, and so they're hoping a lot of fishermen can come up to Flaming Gorge and clean those out. Saw that on Adam Eagle on KSL Outdoors, so definitely want to see if I can get over there to Flaming Gorge and do some fishing for some lake trout. Are you a fisherman, Bob?
I haven't fished for a long time.
Yeah.
I don't like to eat fish, but I like to catch them.
Man, those omega-3s are so good. I need it for my joints.
Okay, I'm going to noodle with one more thing.
Okay. Hey, we're still playing around here for a minute.
I mean, we could. I'll tell you what. I'm going to stop the broadcast and then we'll start it again.
Okay.
So it's on a different
Okay,
stream.
you got it.
So
Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. Thank you for your comments. We're still playing around here to get this thing right.